Form equals function. If the form is not correct, the movement is no longer functional. What is up, you guys? Quinn Hilton here, back with another Form Friday video, and today I'm going to show you how to properly execute hip thrusts using a barbell on the flat bench. Typically, you'll see this movement executed on the Smith machine, but honestly, you can execute this movement with a kettlebell, a dumbbell, a straight bar, or curve bar like I have right here, or the Smith machine. To each their own. It really is your preference. You can also execute this movement with bands as well. So let's get into it. First, you're going to start sitting on the floor in front of the bench. So as you can see, my back is flat, and with this bench, this is the perfect height because the bench itself sits right below my scapulas or my shoulder blades. What you're going to do is, while you're in this position, your feet should not be so close to your leg. Your feet should be slightly out. Before you add any weight, before you do anything, make sure that your feet are in alignment with the movement. When you are at the top or the peak of the movement, your knees should be at a 90-degree angle. So for example, you're going to pull up with your elbows, slide down, so then that way your shoulder blades align with the bench. My shoulder blades are right on top of the bench. So I have to move my feet out again to make my knees 90 degrees. So when you're in this movement, this is the top of the movement. So when you do this movement, a lot of times you'll see people come all the way down. This is not a hip thrust. You don't need to bring your glutes all the way to the floor to execute this movement. So what you want to do is you want to start here and bring your glutes down about 50%. A little more than 50% possibly, but right here. And thrust up. So you're going to hinge down with the hip and thrust up. What you're going to do, again, you're going to push up with your elbows. Make sure that your shoulder blades are aligned with the bench. My knees are at a 90-degree angle. My chin is tucked, and I'm going to hinge down about 50% and then thrust up. To add a drop set into this is after you've completed this movement with the weight, let's say you do 10 to 12 reps, drop the weight and proceed to execute this movement with body weight hip thrusts. That's a great way to add a little bit of challenge to this movement. If you were to add a band around your knee, you would add a little bit resistance as well to this movement.